Welcome on back to She's Diabetic. For those of you who are new here, my name is Andrea. I have been a type 1 diabetic for over 18 years, and this is just a channel all about my life with type 1 diabetes. If you're watching this on publication day, happy Easter! Happy Easter to you guys. If you celebrate. If you don't, well, happy Sunday! I mean, there's always something to celebrate about a day, but today especially, I thought I wanted to share something a little bit different with you guys, given the holiday weekend, given the fact that maybe some of us are in self-isolation and struggling with the fact that this holiday isn't necessarily panning out in terms of the celebration we thought we might be having this year. So my sincerest good wishes to you guys. And apologies if you're feeling like this is a little bit of a hard day for you. Totally understandable. I just want you to know that I'm sending you so much love and strength and good wishes. And hopefully this video is a little tiny light of brightness and joy for you guys. And this recipe is hopefully, most important, you find it delicious. Wanted to share with you guys a recipe for easy, and I mean super easy, 5-ingredient peanut butter oat cookies. They are only sweetened with bananas, so they don't have any other sugar in them, which I thought would be a good thing to share with you guys, my fellow Dio buddies. And I have also completely carb counted out the recipe. So in each cookie, it has roughly 15 grams of carbohydrate. So that's how I'm bringing the diabetes arm into the mix here. This is a real joy for me to share that with you guys. So come on in and let's get baking. So first things first, you want to turn on your oven to 175 degrees Celsius, or if you're working in Fahrenheit, that would be 350 degrees Fahrenheit. First up, you want to have 2 ripe bananas, 1.5 cups of gluten-free oats. You can use regular oats. I've just got gluten-free because I am gluten-free. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I put it in this container because I thought it would make me look more prepared, but it actually looks kind of weird. 1/2 cup of peanut butter, some vanilla extract. I'm gonna be using 1/4 teaspoon of this. So first up, you wanna take a bowl and a fork. David calls this my Halloween candy bowl. I eat a lot of salads out of it, but right now it's our mixing bowl. So you wanna take the 2 ripe bananas and pop them on into the bowl. Then you wanna go ahead and add the peanut butter into that bowl. You don't want to waste any. Then go ahead and pop in your salt and add in your 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So we've added in all the ingredients except for the oats. And what we're going to do now is mash all of this up, sort of into like a baby food consistency. And you can get it as chunky or as pureed as you like. I kind of like to leave some chunks, if you can see, because then it's like when you bite into the cookies, sometimes you get a little chunk of banana goodness. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. So once I've got the consistency of that I like, I'm gonna go ahead and dump in the 1.5 cups of oats. Make sure the oats are well incorporated. So once you feel pretty happy with the consistency like I do there, you can taste it obviously, which is my favorite thing about baking. Also, you can taste it to kind of get an idea of, do you want more salt? Do you want more vanilla extract? More peanut butter? Always a popular option. And forgot to mention, but the salt is totally optional. What the salt does, and it's a little bit counterintuitive in like a cookie recipe, hang on, you're gonna have salt, but it really brings out the flavor of the peanut butter. So that's why I like the salt, and I'm not shy with that, but I know some people are also trying to limit salt. So if you are, you can totally leave that out. No problem whatsoever. And by the way, you can just eat it like this too. I mean, you don't even need to cook it, because there's nothing raw, like no raw eggs in it or anything. But I will be cooking these for the purposes of this video, but I make no guarantees in the future. Now, here comes the part where I talk about the additional ingredients should you wish to add. What I've carb counted for and what is in the nutrition facts that I will show at the end of this is for this base only. However, if you are so inclined, you could totally add extra things that makes it even more delicious, such as coconut flakes, chocolate chips, raisins to make them like sort of like an oatmeal-y raisin cookie. Basically, the world's your oyster when it comes to this sort of thing. Just remember, when I've carb counted, That only includes this base mixture. You'll have to add in your additional ingredients if you choose to go with those. So now what we're gonna do is just roll them into balls and put them onto the baking sheets and then flatten them a little bit. So I've got a bit about that size, put it into a ball, pop it on the baking sheet. You're gonna get dirty hands during this, but that's really excellent because then you have to clean them. And you could clean them with the, washing of the hands, but you could also just lick them clean if you've obviously washed them before. And then I like to get my hands like a little bit damp and just flatten these out. They're not really gonna spread like normal cookies, so the shape that you give them by flattening them out is pretty much the shape that they're going to retain whilst baking. So we've got our cookies and now we're just gonna pop them into the preheated oven at 175 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 to 15 minutes. Oh, and hot tip by the way, while these guys are baking 15 minutes, I don't know about for you, but for me that is a perfect pre-bolus time. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolus for one cookie, which is 15 grams of carbohydrate, because when those bad boys come out of the oven, you know I'm gonna be having one, right? So I'm gonna let them cool for about 10 minutes, but I'm pretty darn happy with how they turned out. Alright guys, so it's been about 15 minutes, which was arguably the longest 15 minutes of my life, but now they are ready to eat, and the most important part of this video obviously is the taste test. So, I've gotten myself one of these oaty ones. Take a look at that texture. Oh yeah. Ready? That's really nice. Not too sweet, just the right amount, in my opinion. Of course, you could add more banana if you wanted more sweetness, or you could add a sweetener of some variety, like a maple syrup or an artificial sweetener, if that's your bag. But for me, this is just a lovely little treat that is just, Also, just so you guys know, I'm gonna link the nutrition facts here so you can see the whole thing, but each cookie, roughly, I think it's 13.8 grams of carbohydrate per cookie. So roughly around the 15 gram mark. Obviously, if you add in any of the extra stuff, you can add the carbohydrate to count accordingly. But I hope that's helpful to you so you can enjoy this little sweet treat without having to worry about counting or guessing the carbohydrates, because I've done all the hard work there. So there you have it. Easy 5-ingredient peanut butter oat cookies from my recipe book to yours. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. I hope these cookies and this video brings you joy and light in what can seem like a very dark and scary time. But we're gonna get through this. We're gonna come out the other side, I promise. And we are going through this together. So, as always, guys, you know what I'm gonna say. I wish you wonderful blood sugars, straight CGM lines, correct boluses, all of that good stuff. But most importantly, top of my list, always and forever, I wish you a happy, healthy mind with it all. Thanks, guys. See you next time.